If you look at the Holy Quran, Hadith and the teachings of Ahlul-Bayt, the most crucial topic is Tawheed. That is the central point, calling people to believe in one God, one Creator. The eighth Imam, Imam Ali bin Musa al-Reza beautifully explains.
The purpose of Imamat is Tawheed. Qiyamat, Hajj, fasting, Salah's saying. Even having good manners and ethics, its purpose is not to please people. Its purpose is to worship one Allah.
What is the purpose of knowledge in Islam? The first step to knowledge is to know Allah. Understanding Tawheed from the Holy Quran. Tawheed is a very detailed discussion. When we analyze Tawheed from the Holy Quran, we see Tawheed is divided into two stages. Theoretical Tawheed, to know that there is no God except Allah, in theory. There is no creator or provider other than Allah. Theoretical Tawheed is further divided into three levels, discussing the essence and attributes of Allah. Tawheed in His divine being, Tawheed in His attributes, Tawheed in His actions. Practical Tawheed, to believe in one God is theoretical, and to become one is called practical Tawheed. Shaheed Ayatollah Motahari has very appropriate wording. He says theoretical Tawheed is knowing that there is one Allah, but practical Tawheed is being and becoming. Sometimes you only believe that there is one Allah, but then in the further stages you are one and you become one. What does it mean, as this is a potentially dangerous statement? Practical Tawheed means your direction becomes one. You reach the point in your life where there is only one direction, namely Allah. When you believe in one Allah and everything in your life and the direction and purpose of your life is nothing other than to seek the pleasure of Almighty Allah. Becoming or being means going to Allah, your journey is towards Allah until you reach Allah. This articulates the distinction between philosophy and irfan. In philosophy, the objective is to prove the existence of God. You reach the point of knowing God. Irfan and the mystical approach take you to God. You don't say I know God, you say I found God. This is a different level of understanding God. Therefore, in philosophy, someone teaches you the existence of God through different proofs. But when you want to reach God, nobody can teach you, you need to take the journey yourself. One of the foundation of Tawheed is Imam Hussain bin Ali. That is what Karbala is all about, in all aspects. Scholars have gone to great lengths to explain how Tawheed is such a crucial issue in Karbala. Theoretical Tawheed explained in Arafah prayers. During the event of Karbala, Imam Hussain has taught us both stages of Tawheed in the most beautiful manner, theoretical Tawheed and practical Tawheed. In fact, the message of Imam Hussain in a nutshell is,
O people, if you want salvation and success, leave everything and surrender to one God.
When it comes to theoretical Tawheed, who can reach even close to Imam Hussain is expressed in Arafah prayers. Look at how Imam Hussain teaches us Tawheed in this dua. If we claim to love Hussain, we should study how Imam speaks to Allah. Even when we speak about theoretical Tawheed in the Hussaini mission, it is much deeper than simply saying there is one God. From Arafah prayers, we understand oneness of God is not simply numerical. It is not about one in contrast to two. What Imam Hussain is saying is that there is only Allah. There is nothing else other than Allah. This is the depth of Imam's approach to Tawheed. Imam Hussain is saying in his approach to theoretical Tawheed that there is no possibility to imagine another one. You see, if in this room there is a place for two people, but only one is here, you will say only one is here, but there is place for another, the room is big enough. So those who are saying God is numerical one, they are saying in this room of existence, there is plenty of space but only one God is present. But in the approach of Imam Hussain, he is saying there is nothing existing other than Allah. There is no space for anything else. In Arafah prayers, Imam Hussain explains Tawheed in the most sublime manner.
O Allah, I am poor, while people believe I am rich, not poor in money, but poor in my very existence. In being, I am poor, so what about my own reality, which is poverty? How poor I will be in that poverty. I am ignorant, while people, and me, think highly of myself. What will be the level of ignorance if I know?
And at the height of it he states,
What can one who misses you find any substitute? What can one who finds you miss anything else?
practical Tawheed displayed in Karbala. You see how beautifully Imam Hussain promotes and preaches Tawheed in its most pristine form in Arafah prayers. But what we see in action in Karbala is practical Tawheed. Like we experience in Surah Fatiha, theoretical Tawheed is expressed in the first 3 verses. The 5th verse expresses practical Tawheed.
You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help, for each and everything.
In Karbala, we see theoretical Tawheed at its peak, but the mission of Hussein demonstrates practical Tawheed. He taught people what it means to surrender to Allah and Him alone. Kalme Tawheed has 2 components, which we see flourishing in Karbala. La ilaha, negation of all the false gods, rejecting everything other than God Almighty. Il-Lawla, surrender and submission to only and only Allah. In Karbala, surrendering before an oppressor is regarded as the biggest shirk. You cannot understand Tawheed until you understand different levels of shirk, because until you don't refute shirk, you will not reach Tawheed. When the demand of allegiance comes to Imam Hussain, he emphatically says,
A person like me will never give my hand to Yazid.
This is the voice of Tawheed. He gave everything he has for the sake of Allah. He tolerated all atrocities for his sake, and even when he was struck with the gravest of ones with the martyrdom of 6-month-old Ali Asghar, he showed the ultimate way towards Tawheed by reciting the following sentences.
Verily we are Allah's, and verily unto Him we return. We are content with His will and carry out His command.
Real monotheist is only possible when you are completely submitted to Allah. That is when you understand.
Haqqa ke binae la ilaha hast Husayn.
Hussain is the embodiment of Tawheed.